Next opportunity, our hoop earrings in Bellezza are always #1 top seller. This is no exception to the rule. Customer pick at $39.90.
Perfect customer pick. Do you know how hard it is to please every single gal out there?
And did you see $24.90 today?
I saw it and I said the phones are going to be on fire.
All right, 3 minutes or sell out, 4 flex pays on top of that specialty sale price.
Okay.
You can't go wrong. #1 silhouette, 1 3/8 in the diameter. These are stamped Italy, Italian made. They're absolutely beautiful. And one other thing I do want to say, Paul, just before we get into this style, and you'll live in these, if you have sensitivities to wearing earrings, all Bellezza earrings have that hypoallergenic post, so you'll have no issues whatsoever.
No issues whatsoever. I want to sneak over here to Kate.
I'm glad you did.
I want to sneak over to Kate. I want to show you something. Turn your head just like you had it before. I want to show you what a good Italian earring does. Do you see how this grabs the line of her jaw right here? Now, I don't care what shape your face is. This earring is positioned in such a way that it will draw the eye to your jawline. Well, what does that do? Draws the eye forward to your beautiful smile. May I see you smile? That's what the earring is supposed to do. That's the job of an earring, and this one does it perfectly. Think about how much money you have spent for a horrible costume piece of mysterious metal jewelry earrings that you have at the department store. $49, $59, $69. You get them home, they turn your ears green. They bend when you step on them. They're horrible. This is the best basic earring we have ever made. It has never been at this price before. Every single review is absolutely perfect. It is an earring that every single woman on earth should have.
And we're showing you that these, I mean, our designs in Bellezza, thank you, Paul, thanks to our buying team, these are the these are the inspiration that many of these pieces come from the original 18 karat gold, twisted gold hoop that our buyers may have seen, or Paul said, listen, there's, we're missing that. The other thing I want to mention on here is the reflective polishing. Because of the nature that it's twisted, it has that wonderful high and low feel, so the way it picks up the light and bounces the light, it's just gorgeous. We have, right now, a minute remaining. We're counting backwards. With everyone right now in the ordering process, we are expecting these 100% to sell out. So congratulations, 608101. Here's what I'm also gonna say. Get these now for holiday, for gifts. How do you go wrong? A pair of gold hoop earrings like this that look so clean, so classic. I always say, when in doubt, not sure what type of earring to wear. I don't care if you're in a sweatpants and your favorite sweatshirt, or going to the office, or going out in the evening. This is that earring.
What I hear
always works.
What I hear from gals time and time again is I put my Bellezza hoops in. I forget I have them in.
Yeah.
And a week later, I'll be getting ready, I look in the mirror and I'm like, I still have those hoops in?
Yeah, you can sleep in them, you're right.
You can sleep in them. That's how comfortable they are. None of this take it off to talk on the phone or because your ears are starting to ache. These are Bellezza. They're made of pure, gorgeous bronze. They are as light as feathers. Your ears will literally go, oh, thank you. Thank you.
True.
And everybody who sees you is going to go, wow, those earrings are amazing. Are those gold?
Right.
You know what? You tell them they are. They're gold.
Okay, right now, we do have one for you if you're currently in the ordering process, but we will let you know when they are completely sold out. What a